Boogity, boogity, boo, I'm back. Look at it moves today. You know what that means? I finally broke down and did it. And I'll put some water in my head and put some shampoo in here and suds it all up. And just germs. Wash me neck. Screw the other spots on your whole body all nice and clean. I ain't got over clean because now I'm itches. All over itches. Wrong kind of shampoo or something. Well, I swear. I told myself I wasn't going to do that no more. I wasn't going to pick on them no more. I was just going to leave them alone. Oh, I wish I could have been open. Rain, snow, sleet, hail. Oh, you should have went with heaven on earth. Because heaven on earth was better than hell on earth. Don't you agree? I agree. I completely agree with me. You know, as I was doing, I was talking about a 66-inch pipeline, which, that's pretty big. That's almost 6 foot tall, So 6 foot tall, 6 foot around, I mean, this way 6 foot and this way 6 foot. Is 66 inches, 66 inches, it's a pretty big pipe. Once the water starts going downhill, and then you start reducing that pipe, maybe, 66, and you squeezed it down, over a 75-mile period, when it's going downhill, reduce the size of the pipe when it's going downhill. That way, or just after it goes downhill, like say if you have a nice long downhill stretch, you want to reduce the pipe at that point. It's about halfway down, reduce the pipe. So that way, the top half of the pipe pushes down on the second half of the pipe and creates pressure. And that pressure is what we're looking for. So, if we have a nice, by the end of the time we're done, if we're halfway through our pipe at 33 inches, we'll have a full body of pressurized water flowing over a spindle or wheel. And this is just the starting. This is a very, very, very first detail that should be done automatically without nothing even being said. It should already be done. A 66-inch pipe over here with a, what do they call that, a silt, where the water comes in but the silt gets pushed along, so you have this big old pipe with this thing where water comes up and barely comes over this grate and it's filling this, well, it comes in this little slew thing with this grate on it, and stuff floats over top of it, but water underneath gets pulled down. So when the water underneath gets pulled down, all the stuff above it gets floated away. So it's like, so this fills up with 66 inches. Not quite full all the way. It'd probably be about like a half body of water in a 66-inch pipe. But then as it gets down the ways and it starts going downhill, then the pipe fills up, create pressure. That's what we want, is pressure. Because at the end of the pipe, when we have all that pressure blowing out, like a little torrent river, what that's going to do is the water flying over the wheel out into the ocean, creates a current, but it also puts like bubbles in the water. so you're oxidating the water. You're putting oxygen in the water by spilling it over a wheel that's attached to a gear that's attached to another gear that makes the drive shaft spin, several generators, several nice big generators. That one wheel with the three-pole gear action. So that way you got one that's spinning nice and normal, but then you have a smaller one that's connected to a bigger one that makes the bigger one spin even faster. So there's a gear ratio to set it up perfectly. You can take and turn this wheel with just pressurized water. You turn this wheel, even though it's going this fast here, it's going that fast at the generator. You see what I'm saying? So it's kicking the generator twice as fast with just a little bit of pressure of water. 33 inches, but that's a lot of pressure. 33 inches of water is a lot of pressure. Wouldn't you agree? I would agree that 33 inches of pressurized water has got to be a pretty good strong turn, especially after flowing about 75 miles, 100 miles, somewhere in there. I'll have to go look it up again, but it's somewhere on, it's all interstate pipelines. You ain't got to cross no state lines. I mean, you ain't got to cross no state lines to get to that river. So, because that river come across the California state line. Coming in the California state line, there is a pivot off that won't affect the downflow whatsoever. But it will allow 66 inches of water. Not quite 66 inches, but probably at the beginning it'd be like half of the 66 inches, maybe a little deeper than half of the 66 inches, so you got like air bubbles on the top, that way when, so that way you have a place for the air to fart out. So, and then when the water gets going down the hill, creates pressure. So we're spinning this wheel, like on the back of a boat. We're spinning this wheel that spins this gear ratio, that spins these several generators with no problem at ease, which creates electricity. Now this creates a revenue for the Bombay Beach, a revenue, 4 or 5 generators, nice little power company, just with flowing over the wheel. Just water flowing over the wheel 24 hours a day. 33 inches of pressurized water flowing over the wheel. Now it's not only flowing over the wheel, but it is actually taking oxygen and putting it into the water, into the salty water, which is going to help later on separate stuff. So later on, so now we have this 66 inches of water flowing through the pipe. Now make sure you put a spiral bead in the middle of it, so that way, because water naturally likes to spiral around. So even when it's going down straight, it likes to go in a vortex area. So if you put a bead that vortex down the pipe, you give the water a line to follow, and it would follow that line. So, and, follow that line all the way down to Bombay Beach. Pressurized water blowing a current towards the north. I know I've explained all this before, but I wanted to explain it in, let's see, I made myself very, very sober today, just so I can talk about pressurized water and saving the salt and sea. Even with that, just that one diverted little stream of water down the pipeline, and that employs people, building the pipeline. It employs people, running the power station at the end of the pipeline, and upkeep maintenance, which wouldn't be nothing. You just go check and make sure it's still going good and everything's greased up and running right. It should just keep going 24 hours a day. Flow. You ain't got to pump no water into it, because the water's being pushed through the pipe anyways, so once it gets going, it'll act like kind of like a straw, you know, and it'll draw water, but no more than 66 inches. See? Okay, I will be back with the second part and give you some time to think about it, eh? Okay? Well, yeah. Here I am again, waiting on you to legalize him, so we can go and make a low cost in housing to create employment for your enjoyment. A garden dome home, fireproof, tornado-proof, hurricane-proof, melt the snow off the top and float away in the flood. So I'm thinking, maybe you ought to be a listener. Yeah, I'm thinking, maybe you ought to be a listener. You know, the water cleaning power plant's a good thing for the world. You see, and that's the second part of the detail. Is on one side, we have a power company that's creating revenue, that is helping the Sultancy itself. You see, you know, instead of giving them a fish, let's teach them how to fish, huh? That sounds like the best idea to me, because, you know, yeah. 1:44. I'll be right back. So I made it back. I don't know how I did, but I got back here. And I found this here. That's what I call my Line Turbine. See? That's how I expect to pay the people across the property line. See, I put it out. In line. So, what happens, see, here's a better picture of it. See, that's a wheel in there. It's a wheel about that thick. And what happens, it's got ribs on the side of it. You know, got ribs. It's funny for some reason. And then up here on the edges, it's got little spoons that stick off it. Little spoons inside on the wheel. Little spoons inside on the wheel. So, inline turbine. So, you know, we got a pipeline coming down. We put this wheel in the middle of the two pipes, and then we put the two pipes and we slap them together like this, so that way the water comes in and it goes around and it comes back up like that, and it goes, pushes the wheel pushes inline turbine. And so, you know, you got like 7,500 miles or something like that. I still forgot to check and recheck and check it again, but I will get to the maps and I will check it at check-ins. Got enough background time. Cat. Meow. Forget. I don't want to forget what I was thinking about, because I want to be able to think about it. So I'll write it down. Inline turbine. See, I'm right there. Bam. See how it works. The inline turbine spins the wheel around in a circle, you know, and if we put a bar on a big circle, we create torque. Cool, torque is cool, because torque is what we're looking for. Torque is the strength to turn things, you know, or to make things spin. So we want that, so we need a big wheel, so that way we can put a drive shaft that creates a big torque that turns the gear, right? and the gear turns another gear which spins the generator twice as fast, right? So inline turbine, and that's the passageway through people's properties from, you know, the sea to the, from the ocean to the salt, and then from, you know, from paymaster landings, you know, down to Bombay. That's the very first thing you gotta do. The very first thing, just put a fresh water inlet, one that's not full of poop. So, you know, even if we don't right away detours further, the New River, you know, the pipeline will generate energy power, which is a resource of revenue for the valley. I should take some pictures of the valley, because that whole valley now opens up as nice farmland from Paymaster Landings all the way down. That whole valley all the way down, and then down the hill, you know, the side of the mountain, and then over to Bombay. All that becomes nice, open, rich farmland, you know. So because, you know, of the inline turbines, you know, now we can hook up an off spigot, you know, with an off spigot. Maybe you don't know what you're talking about. And it's an off spigot, so you can run a little extra water. So you get energy, right, plus a little water, so let us cross your property with this pipeline, right? Inline turbine, spin split. Yeah, see, inline, it means it's in the pipeline. See, after you get going down the hill, and then you do your first reduction, then you can set up your first line of inline turbines after the reduction. And then you go down to the next hill, and then you set in your next line of inline turbines. So, not only that, but you use the inline turbine, put a drive shaft with 5 or 6. Yeah. So, well, we got a little background sound, but that's okay. We'll be alright. You know, because we got coffee to drink now. Generators. So we have a drive shaft with the generator connected to a generator, connected to a generator, connected to a generator. Or better yet, this big copper plate that's got these copper wire wrapped around it, and wrapped around it, and then turned and wrapped around it, and then turned and wrapped around it. So that way it looks like a leaf going around this copper plate. You know, and then you put this stable copper plate, right, and then you take these big, powerful magnets, and you put them around in a circle, right, and then you turn, and now check this out, you're on the drive, you put a big old disc on the drive that goes in front of the copper, and the magnets with a whole bunch of magnets so they're forced against each other, you know, that way it causes static friction between. Now, then the copper collects the static friction and creates electric. So, you know, we would take a whole bunch of these discs and we get to spinning them, you know, and we create a whole bunch of electricity. So that's one way of doing it. It'd probably make more power that way than, you know, especially if you had nice big high-powered magnets, you know, and then spent one set of magnets one way and the other set of magnets the other way, with a stable disc, a stable copper disc in the middle that's wrapped in an overlaying leaf pattern all the way around. So you'd start off and you'd wrap, and then turn it, you know, so that way, and then you wrap, and then wrap, and then you, pretty soon you have like nice thick wire mesh, you know, that's twisting around in a leaf, like, you know, Well, when the magnets go through there, you know, all of a sudden it starts collecting, that wire mesh starts collecting the static electricity that's flying off the magnets. It's creating static magneto. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, huh? But anyways, you might not know what you're talking about either. So, I'm banking on you not knowing what you're talking about either. And you will stop interrupting me, Matt. Because I forgot what I was talking about. And, yeah, we only had so many minutes to do anyway, so I think I got it with the magnets and the copper and the background sound and the foreground sound and yeah. Okay, I'll see you next video.